Hey Most Amazing Top 10 family, I'm your host Jade Arena and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I like Houston a lot. They got some amazing sports teams and the weather is always nice and hot. I would love to live in a place where the temperature never drops below 15 degrees Celsius. Bring on global warming, who cares? I'm just kidding, I don't really mean that. But Houston isn't only known for the hot weather and James Harden doing triple doubles. There is a lot of spooky urban legends that go along with this place, and there are so many in fact that I'm bringing today's list of top 10 scary Houston urban legends part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, go check it out right now. Former Most Amazing host Rebecca Felgate did an amazing job on that video. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, stick around for the whole list because I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts, which you all love so much. If you want me to shout out your pet, you can hit me up on Instagram. And if any of you at home want some more Most Amazing Top 10 content, check us out on Instagram and Facebook. If anyone needs some Most Amazing Top 10 merch, check out the link in the description below. Use the offer code MA10 that will give you $5 off, which means you can grab a shirt for 10 bucks, which is a sweet deal. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. At number 10, we have the Car Bump Gang. This sounds less like a scary urban legend and more like a cheesy concept name they had for one of the gangs from West Side Story. Like, oh no, it's Johnny Flames and the Car Bump Boys. Hopefully they don't take my leather jacket and have very outdated opinions on race. That movie's old. But trust me, the legend behind these rumors are much more threatening. Rumors started spreading about a new gang tactic in Houston. A gang member would tail a luxury car for a while until they were at a red light. When they were right behind them, they would play bumper cars a little bit and ram into the back of the car. Not too much, just enough to get the driver to come out so they could exchange insurance information. But this was all a ploy just to get the driver to step out of their car. As soon as they did, gang members would pour out of the gang car like circus clowns and then rob and jack the other person's car. Now it's a little hazy on how true this tactic is, but apparently a group of men in 2004 used this a couple times in a string of crimes, but it hasn't been a widespread gang tactic. But if you ever get rear-ended in Houston, maybe just take the loss and drive away. At number 9, we have the ASTRODOME Cats. What happens to these giant stadiums when no one's using them? Do they just sit vacant, or is there a secret society of cats that take control and have meetings about world domination? Well, I don't know if it goes that far, but apparently the ASTRODOME is lousy with cats. Not only that, but the cats dictate some of the events that go on in the ASTRODOME. If an event or show comes to the Houston ASTRODOME and the cats don't like it, they will destroy a bunch of equipment after everyone leaves. We all know how big of jerks cats can be. It's like they enjoy watching our suffering. So if you get the royal thumb down from the Legion of Felines, you bet you'll never get another booking from the ASTRODOME. Now the owner of the ASTRODOME claims there are no cats present in the building, but that just sounds like the cats have gotten all the way to the top and are controlling everything from behind the scenes. Don't trust the cats. At number 8, we have the GLENWOOD Cemetery. One of the oldest standing cemeteries in all of Houston, the GLENWOOD Cemetery is obviously filled with ghosts. I mean, the place is a cemetery, and that's just like a ghost meetup group or something like that. A place where lonely ghosts can find friends, find love, or find out that even after they die, nobody likes them. But there's been one ghost that has been seen many times. It's said to be the previous owner of the cemetery. In this legend, the owner was brutally murdered on the cemetery grounds, and his killer was never caught. He now roams alone at night trying to find out who took his life, or maybe blame the death on some unexpected victim. At number 7, we have jail for too much support. This story seems so bizarre on so many levels. Apparently back in 2014, there was a guy whose only crime was caring too much. I didn't know you could go to jail in Houston for that. I better not hang out with too many dogs when I'm there. They would lock me up so fast after they see me call the 6th random dog a handsome prince. A story started flying around that a man named Clifford Hall was thrown in jail because he gave his baby mama too much child support. That doesn't seem like it makes sense. Like, I want to give my kid as much as possible because he's my kid, I want him to have a great life. Well, you're not allowed. You're only allowed to give him the registered amount. Now, I've read a couple versions of this story. Some people say that it's actually false and that he was actually behind on his child support payments. But a certain group of people swear that this is real and it's proof of laws of injustice against men. But that group of people is men's rights activists. So I'm gonna throw the information out there and then you choose who to believe. I mean, I've made my decision, but I don't know, men's rights activists aren't usually the most reliable. At number 6, we have the SLAINTE Irish pub. I wish there was a ghost rule book or something, because I feel like there's new ghost rules every week. Like the ghost of the SLAINTE Irish pub, who apparently came over from Ireland attached to a piece of furniture. That must have been a wild ride for that ghost. But the pub is apparently haunted by an authentic Irish ghost, which kind of seems like a marketing tactic scheme or something like that to make the pub more Gaelic. Someone came in and was probably like, this is an Irish pub, it doesn't seem very Irish. And the the owner panicked and was like, we have an Irish ghost, and everyone was like, ooh, an Irish ghost in an Irish pub, I've never seen that before. The pub also refuses to get rid of the piece of furniture that the ghost is attached to, partly because they don't want to anger the spirit, but also because the phantom has become part of the family. Oh, ghost love. At number 5, we have the Rice Hotel dancing ghosts. That sounds like my kind of party. A bunch of people who aren't gonna let a little death stop them from having a good time. The Rice Hotel has been reported to be haunted almost since its construction back in 1911. There used to be ghosts that would party all night in the building's ballroom. Several guests said they saw what looked like phantom couples dancing around. But the hotel did some renovations to make the place look more modern, and they removed the ballroom. But this didn't stop these ghosts from getting down and partying. I mean, they didn't stop partying because of death. You think the removal of the ballroom is gonna stop them? They went up onto the roof. People living in the surrounding buildings say on certain nights you can see the ghosts up there dancing their afterlives away. At number 4, we have getting high in the ball pit. I guess you could say jumping around in a ball pit as a kid kinda feels like drugs. I mean, for kids it's extremely exciting. You have the sensation of 100 little plastic balls massaging your body simultaneously, but this ball pit took it to the next level. A story started flying around of a young boy named Kevin Archer who was killed by a heroin needle in a McDonald's ball pit in Sugarland. They said that he jumped in and the needle pierced his skin while simultaneously injecting him with a junkie's dose of heroin. But we all know that chainmails are packed full of lies, but they have been claimed that the story was written in the Houston Chronicle. However, the news outlet denies it ever happening. This does sound a little like the razor blade and candy kind of urban legend. Also, I don't know if you know anything about heroin addicts, but they don't usually leave full needles of heroin lying around. They usually do them. At number 3, we have Patterson Road. A secluded road hidden away in Houston. This road runs adjacent to a Civil War battlefield, and it seems like the ghosts have never stopped fighting. People driving down the road at night say they have seen glowing orbs floating through the air and have seen ghostly figures dressed in Confederate uniforms. And if you really want to kick up the horror level, then you can park your car on the side of the road, turn off all the lights, and then wait for the ghost to come and tap on your window. That sounds like a great first date idea. Oh my god, she would love it. At number 2, we have the headless ghost. At Christus St. Joseph Hospital, there is a ghost that is doing one of the greatest tropes in haunting history, walking around all spooky like with no head. There have been sightings throughout the hospital of a ghostly figure that has all his bits except for his head. Some people have even claimed to see the head on its own rolling around like some sort of morbid soccer game. Now, whether this ghost is real or not, there is some evidence that make this story much more frightening. Back in 2003, a medical student by the name of Hitoshi Nikado got his head stuck in a malfunctioning elevator and was decapitated. This is frightening on so many levels. The first being that this makes this tale of a headless ghost so much more real, and the other being that you can get decapitated by an elevator. I didn't even know that was something I should be afraid of. Now that's a new thing. Now I'm scared of elevators now. And for the number 1 spot, we have the Jefferson-Davidson Hospital. Okay, this place is super haunted, and it's actually not surprising at all. This place isn't haunted because of all the people who died in the hospital. This place was a hotspot for supernatural activity way before the building was ever erected. The land where the hospital sits was a major cemetery twice. It was originally a place where they buried a ton of bodies back in the 1839 yellow fever outbreak, and then it was used for a cemetery for Confederate soldiers. It's unknown how many people were buried underneath this hospital, but most people speculate it's north of 6,000. That's a lot of ghosts you can see all at one time. Oh my god, they're all stuck there. You would be trying to get some rest in the hospital so your body can heal, and then there's this conveyor belt of ghosts that just keep trying to spook you every 5 minutes. You're like, God, I'm trying to rest over here. I get it. Boo, you're scary. Alright everyone, that is our list, and as promised I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts. If you want me to shout out your pet, you can hit me up on Instagram. I pick new pets every day, so if you don't get picked one day, message back another day. You can message me as many times as you want, and if it takes me a while to get back to you, I am very sorry because I have so many of these to do. I have like hundreds literally. And without taking any longer, let's shout out some pets. First we have Bella's dog Daisy. Look at that happy girl, she's so cute, love it. Jessica sent in Hazel. This is a very beautiful cat. I love her. Gemma sent in Squirrel and Juniper. Both of them are such huge cuties. I love it. Alexandria sent in Kit Kat. She looks like she is the queen of the castle. She's got good energy. Dylan sent in a picture of their Chihuahua. Look at that nice little coat he's got on. He's all ready for winter. And finally, Diane sent in a picture of Buster. He's ready for the holidays. I love him. Alright everyone, that has been our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Until next time, I have been Shade Arena, and you will not catch me in that hospital in Houston ever. Bye. you.